right? So for that we'll go to the views now. So it is now the get request, right? So we should handle it when we are getting the submission. So that is if the request dot method is equal to post, then let's say form is equal to registration form with this request dot post. Okay, so this request dot post will contain contain all the field values. So if the form dot is valid, okay, if this form is valid, that means if the form has all the required fields, then we are going to run all the other code that can create a user. Okay, so let's say first name is equal to, first of all we need to fetch all the fields from this request post. Okay, so that's why we do form dot cleaned data. Okay, cleaned underscore data first name. Okay, so the same way we'll get all the other fields. So this is last name. So when you use this Django forms, you have to use clean data to fetch the values from the request. Okay, so that's why it is the form dot clean data last name. The same way we'll say phone number is equal to phone number, and email is equal to form dot clean data, that is email, and the password is equal to password. Okay, so we don't need to take a confirm password here. Okay, so I'll show you how to validate them in the form level only. Okay, so for now this is enough. And the next thing is we actually need to make a user object. User is equal to account dot objects dot create user. So inside this create user we are going to pass all these all these fields so that it will create a create user. Okay, so this create user is from the Django authentication model. Okay, so if you remember, we had created a Django a class my account manager. Inside that we have this create user method. Okay, so we also have a create super user. So inside the super user we are setting all the user dot is active true, staff true, super admin true. Okay, so but in the create user we are not setting the by default we are not setting any is active true to any of the users. Okay, so those are the normal users. They have to first verify their email address, then only the is active flag will be turned on. So that way, so this is the create user method. So inside create user method we are going to provide all these all these fields so that it will run this it will create their account. Okay, so inside this create user we will just pass first name is equal to first name, last name is equal to last name, email equals email, comma username is equal to username. Okay, I think are we taking username here? Yes, we are taking username. So that's why we actually don't have a field to make a username, right? We are not allowing the user to create a username for them. So what is my plan is actually I'll take the user email address, and based on their email address I'll just take the first part of their email address. Okay, so after @ we don't want, before whatever is there, that is their username. So that way it is unique. And again, it's up to you if you want to make a username. If you want to allow the user to create a username, then you can do that. So in my case, I just don't want. Okay, so that's why the username will be username, and then password is equal to password. Okay, so for the username, we have to create one username now. So username is equal to, so what we can do is we can just take the email address. Okay, take the email address and split it. Okay, split method, what after the split it with the @ okay, and give it an index of 0. Okay, so now we got the username from the email address, so then we are passing it here, right? So the phone number, phone, first name, last name, email address, username, password. And in the model also, we are creating the user with the first name, last name, username, email, password. So in here we are not using phone number to create a user, so that's why we cannot give phone number here. Okay, so that's why what we'll do is we'll just say, after creating the user, we'll say user.phone number is equal to phone number. Okay, so we have the phone number here, we are just copying and pasting it here. So this will update the user object. Okay, so now you can say user.save. all right, so this is the the post method, and in the else case, here else we can say this will go to this else. Okay, and the context will be same and everything else will be same. Okay, so in the else case, this is that means it is just a get request, then the registration form should render. Okay, so that's how. So remaining thing is proper. Okay, so the next what we can do is, see, for now this is just creating a user. Okay, so this is not sending any email or sending any verification email to the user. So for now we are just creating a user with the forms. Okay, so once this is done, we will we'll modify this this function so that it can send a user activation email. Okay, or we can say user verification email. So for now, let's try this one. Now refresh. Okay, so things are, I think all these things are working. So let me just let me create a user. So let's say John Doe, John otherwise John.Doe @gmail.com, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and create any password. Make sure it is a strong password. Okay, so create. All right, account is not defined. So account is not defined, so we should define it. From .models import account. Okay, now give it a refresh. All right, I think it has created a user. Okay, so let me log in as admin. Oh, sorry, this is, if you go to this accounts, we have this John Doe @gmail.com. Now you can see the username field is actually updated with the email, the first part of this @. Okay, so next is the phone number also working, and you can see is active status is actually false now. Okay, and password is also working fine. Okay, so you can see it is already hashed. The next thing is one thing we forgot to do is actually checking for the this password and confirm password. Okay, so currently what is happening is, even if you put the different password here, create password and repeat password section, so it will just allow you to create what I can say, the user, right? So for that reason, what we will do is, we will, in the form level, go to the form. So here we will create a function. Okay, in that function we actually want to check if the password and confirm password they have the user has put is actually matching or not. Okay, so if it is not matching, then we are going to throw him an error. Okay, so something like password does not match or something like that. Okay, so here, so we have this define init class now. Next, define, so actually these are all the some kind of additional, or what I can say, the advanced stuff. Okay, so maybe for the beginners, I don't know if it is very easy or not, but still, so that's how we do in the real world project. Because in the real world project, we should always aim to make a very user friendly application, so that users can understand what exactly is happening in the site. Okay, so the more user friendly it is, the more complex the code is also, right? So that's why, so the complexity thing, actually we should, as a developer, we should take it on our shoulder, and the user friendly thing we should actually always have to give to the user. Okay, so user, the person who is using this site, okay, maybe our client. All right, so that's some piece of information. So now we can just say define, we'll say a clean method. Okay, we'll say diff self, and cleaned data is equal to super. This super, I'm using this super everywhere. That is actually, this super class will actually allow you to change the way it is saved. Okay, change the way this class is being saved. Okay, so that's why we use this super class. So even if you don't use this all these functions, even if you don't use this all these functions, then also the super class will get executed from the Django side. Okay, so we are explicitly using this super class because we want to do something that that our requirement is. Okay, so we want to modify the things what the Django is giving. So that's why we are taking the super class and we are modifying it. So that's how it works. Okay, so with the self. Okay, so here dot clean, and then password is equal to clean data dot get password, and confirm password is equal to clean data dot get confirm password. Okay, so we are taking the password and confirm password from the clean data. Now we are ready to check if these passwords and confirm passwords are same or not. Okay, so this is how we write: if a password is not equal to confirm password. Okay, very simple logic. Then raise this forms dot validation error. Okay, validation error, and password does not match. Okay, password does not match. Okay, it depends on whatever error you want to give, you can just give it. So you can also say password and confirm password does not match. So I think this is enough. Let's put an exclamation mark here. Okay, save it. So if you now try to register the user with the different kind of different passwords, give a refresh, and then you can just try with any of your email address. Just put different password in both the fields. Okay, so because it should not match, So when you click on this register, then this should give us an error, password does not match. Okay, so let's click. Okay, so this does not give any error. So let's try if this has created any user. Go to admin account. Okay, it did not create any account. Okay, so then that means the validation is working properly. Okay, password do not match. And what is missing here is okay, so this is my bad. So actually we should actually print the error in the template. Okay, so this is how we print it. Forms dot errors. Okay, so now if you go and try this, refresh, try the password again, different password in both the fields. Okay, and register. Okay, so this is still not giving any error, right? So forms, okay, not forms, this is form, sorry. So again, if you try, okay, put the different password everywhere. Okay, so now this is giving password does not match error. So what is this? So we don't want this. Okay, so to get rid of this underscore all, we can, what we can say is there are two types of errors. Okay, one is the field errors, another one is non-field errors. Okay, so field error means actually this one. Okay, so this any errors that is related to this fields, and this is actually non-field error. Okay, because we are not we are throwing this error manually, right? So that's why, so instead of saying form.errors, we can say, okay, we need this form error also. Okay, because if the account does not exist, then we should it should still show an error, right? So along with this, we also throw a form dot non field errors. Okay, so this should work fine. Okay, so now if you go ahead and try this password, register. Okay, so now this is showing the error 2 times, right? We don't want this, we actually want the error to be shown only 1 time. So we can fix this. Okay, so how we can fix this is actually see, there is only possibilities of 2 kinds of error. One is account does not exist error, so which will be generated by email address, and another one is this form error, right? So this where is this here, this error, this is actually called the non-field errors, right? So for that reason, what we can do is we can just print the email email error here. Okay, so form dot, instead of form dot errors, let's say email form dot email dot errors, so that it will show form dot the email related errors. Then this is actually handled by this will take care of the password does not match error. Okay, so now refresh, and if I give the same same John Doe email address and the wrong password, register. Okay, so now this is showing account with this email already exists and this password does not, both errors we are seeing. Okay, so now if I put the correct password in both the fields, register, now this is showing this email address. Okay, so this is this email address already exists error. Alright, so now we can just go ahead and say Ratan.Kumar 4922 049 and this the proper email address, so proper the password. Now register. Okay, it did not show any kind of message, right? So it should actually show some kind of a message saying registration successful, or we can say we have sent email verification email to your email address, so please verify it, or something that kind of thing. So we can actually we will do that. Okay, so there is something called Django messages in the Django. Okay, so I'll show you that in the next one. Okay, after that we will we will look into this sign in part. Okay, so let's quickly check if this registration got recorded or not. Refresh. Yes, this is now proper. Okay, so I think let's stop this video for now. Okay, so in the next one we will take care of the Django messages, and then we'll go to the sign in thing. Okay, so thank you.